In this session, we're going to talk about layers. What are the layers? Layers are what you can see on a property based on the data that we see from the above or the data that we have collected on the given property. In InQI, as a co-pilot for designers and architects and builders, basically everything is tied to a project. A project is an address in the United States. How does this work? So you type in an address, you get the project information coming in. I have an existing project. I'm going to show you with that existing project. I'm going to open up the project. When the project opens up, now you have access to the layers. We're going to talk about what are the different layers. Basically, what you're looking at on the screen right now is a satellite picture, all the big picture around it is a lower quality, and you have this focused area, right? This focused area, this little box, this is an aerial picture. It's a picture from the above. Everything is layered on top of each other, right? Now, you have access to go in and find out, for example, what's the property, who owns it. So it's a button here. That's a layer of data. So now this is owned by this trustee, this 1997 built, this newer built. All the information is there, the zoning and everything else. So that's the data layer. So you're looking at the data layer, right? Now, if you want to find out, and this is part of the things that we have data layers and we have image layers on top of each other. So what is the Windrose plot going to look like? So this is the Windrose plot based on this property of what happens, when the wind picks up, like which direction does it go and so forth, right? So that's that. Another data for the property is the sun plot. What is it going to look like in the winter and the summer? The property is in the middle and where the sun moves back and forth. So this is going to help you with the design process of it, right? All right, so the data layers are here and all the things you can do is here. The screen menus are on top there. You have the ability to figure out a bunch of things here. You can enable the data here, but layer settings, or also there's a button here. But so let's talk about the layer settings, right? The layer settings, let's talk about the screen. What do you have? You can configure this however you want per project. The defaults are the property line that you saw, the white dotted line, the setback, which is the red one, and also existing roof footprint, you'll see it. You can enable dimensions, you can lock them in so they don't move around anymore. You can change the colors, all those. This is the setting for the layers for this given project. Now, let's go just list them what they do, and then we play around with a couple of them. The rest of them work exactly the same. There will be sessions on some of the more advanced ones. I'll mention which ones are advanced and which ones are not, so you can understand what's coming up. So designing a new home on ADU, that's an advanced one. You click it, you're able to design an ADU, a pre-engineered one, or design your own and put it on a project. It's a co-pilot. It will do most of the work, but you're still going to have to do some of the work on AutoCAD or other product. Design and build a pool. So if there's a pool, it will recognize it. If you want to design one, you can design a pool. So it has pre-engineered ones. So that's more advanced ones. You're going to have sessions in the future. Sketch on illustration. So if you want to sketch something up real quick on top of the image, so you go to a customer and says, oh, look, here it can be a lawn, here's a deck, here's your pool, and this is what's going to look like. Do you want to go ahead with it? This is so many square foot, this and that. That's where you want to use. There's a session on that one specifically. Line object and point object, they go together. Line object is, how when you go to a construction site, you call 811 and they come and put all the lines in. This is the water, this is the gas, this is electric. So you can do the same thing with a line object. You click it and then you can draw lines and define them so it can show on your site, the site plan. The point object is literally a point object. You can point to the electric panel and mark it on the site plan. You can point to the water meter. This is a point object. So that's what you can do. Planting and hydrozone. Planting and hydrozone is as if you want to build a conceptual plan of where the plant's going to look like, which hydrozones you're going to have. You can do it quickly here. You don't need to necessarily use Vectorworks or a bunch of other tools. However, have in mind, you can use it here, export it out, and then bring it into Vectorworks and finish your work, right? So that's the chance that you have to do that. It is integrated with, I think, something like 10,000 plants, and there will be more as we go forward. Existing tree trunks and existing drip lines. So in most of the country, especially in California, we take care of our trees a lot, right? So if you enable those and mark trees on the site plan, you can identify it further. This is an oak. This is a 24-inch diameter oak, and it's protected, stay off of it. And drip lines, we use it to make sure that if you're putting a pool or building structure, we don't go under the drip lines from the top. You have those pictures, right? Hardscape, anything that is hardscape. And this is one that we're going to enable and we'll work on, so you see. When you enable all these, you'll see that it comes on the screen. The artificial intelligence will find it on the image. You can obviously see it with the naked eye as well. And then you can adjust it. You can also draw things yourself. Lawn and grass, very self-explanatory. How much lawn is on this property? Click on it, we'll find it. Existing low vegetation. What's the low vegetation? It's things like 3 or 4 feet tall, right? Up to that. It's not a lawn, but it's no taller, but about 3 to 4 feet tall. So you can find those. Solar panels on the roof, they exist or not. Other existing objects. So you might go to a property and say, oh, there's a trampoline here. There is a basketball court over there. There is a tennis court over there. So you can define those with these other objects. So this will give you the ability to kind of create everything you want to see. So let's go ahead and do a couple of them so you get a feel for it. So I'm going to go enable the hardscape and enable the lawn and the grass, right? So I'll go back here. You notice that things got highlighted, right? So if I go here, you see that things got highlighted. We found it helped me see and find those areas. Now, a couple of things I can do. I can go and change things around if I want to. I can go in here and say, you know what, on the hardscape, we found a lot of it, but all I care for is the front. I'm going to highlight it, I'm going to delete it. So I just deleted what the artificial intelligence showed me, but I can define it further. I'm also going to delete that one. The grass looks nice. Maybe this is a project that we were going to talk about, the side grass. So I'm going to go delete this one because I don't want it in my site plan. This is not part of my project. I'm not going to do that. And there is some errors, as you saw. There might be glass over here. I'm not sure, but it looks like it's part of. This is like one of the circular driveways, from the above. Now, have in mind that as you go there, it is probably that because it looks like this is the curve area. Have in mind that while we are looking from the top down, looking at the image, more than likely you're going to go to the job site. You're going to see things. You can come here and pick out things. Now, what I'm going to do is actually I'm going to leave that. I'm going to let that stay on this one. I'm going to mark this one. And based on I see, and I think it's coming this way, and I'm going to mark this as the grass area, 2 different grass areas, right? So for the grass area, to draw a lawn and a grass area, so I'm going to go in and draw it as a polygon, right? So I'm going to go here and click, and as I'm curving, I'm clicking more, and clicking more, clicking more, clicking more. I'm going to assume, and if I go to the side, I will go more, I'm going to click more, and basically I'm going to align it here, and basically now I define my grass, and it basically says it's about 900. I'm going to do another one over here, and I'm going to click, and I can zoom in and all that to understand the concept. And I'm going to that's the other one. Now hardscape, because I'm able to do layer, I have it here. I'm going to click on polygon, I'm going to find the hardscape, and I'm going to say go this way, 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 it's probably going under the roof line, this way, this way, so, and if I want to, I do one click, I do a second click, and I can make adjustments. The more time you spend, there's nothing to do. So you can make adjustments, and want to make adjustments. Now I have my driveway defined. This is it good. I'm sure you can do a better job than I do. And I will say, right, and we go back to the same concept. We enabled a layer, we updated it, we put things together. Now that I have this, if I go and take a look at the export, and I PDF it out, right? I have this here, and these two are selected. I'm going to customize it to my company's name, in that scenario. It's what you see, what you get. So we see the property line, we see the grass area here. We marked up a little hardscape area, and we can label it and all that stuff too. And all that stuff that is there, I'm going to say request and export. In this process, is going to go out and request and put an export out, and it's going to be what you see, what you get. It's going to generate a PDF. If you have selected AutoCAD file or anything else, it would be exactly the same way. You would generate that and put it on the screen. Let's go take a look. We open this up, save it, it'll open up, and as you can see here, let me just bring this down, you see it. So the branding stuff is there. So the market is there. Like I said, if you do a better job than I did with marketing out, you get a better site plan. Now, if you take this, if you have exported it out of here and put it into a DXF CAD file, it will be a complete CAD file, all to scale and so forth. You can manage it. Okay. So what have we learned today in this session? Actually, layers. This is where you go enable a layer. So not only it will find it for you if it's there, for most things, but also enable you to mark it on the site plan itself. So once you have these layers, you can do everything with it. So these are the layers. So the layers are your friends. So that's what we're going to have to work through, right? And these are the objects that you have. While I'm here, I'm going to show you another one. This is a selection object, right? So this is you want a bunch of these things to select. So I'm going to select. I'm going to hold my mouse, and I'm going to kind of hold and drag it around, right? So now I selected those things. These are a combination select. If I wanted to, I'd go and press implement. So these are various features. You're going to get used to it, but there will be more sessions on any of these things. And as we go through it, you learn more. But always come back to these if you have any questions. Thank you.